Confidence isn't the reason some people recover faster. The real difference is the meaning they give to rejection. Most people see rejection as a verdict. Successful people see it as information. Think about a child learning to walk. They fall again and again, hundreds of times, but they never think, maybe walking just isn't for me. Somewhere along the way, we stop seeing failure as part of learning and start seeing it as proof of who we are. That's when rejection becomes dangerous. Because rejection never says, you have no value. It only says, this wasn't the right fit. But your brain hates that explanation. It wants certainty. It wants a reason. So it creates one. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. Notice something. Those aren't facts. They're stories. And the more you repeat them, the more your brain starts believing them. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. Once you believe something about yourself, your brain begins searching for evidence that proves you're right. If you believe you're unlikable, every unanswered message feels like proof. Every awkward conversation becomes another piece of evidence. Everything else gets ignored. But here's what's fascinating. Rejection doesn't only close doors, it changes direction. Think about your own life. How many opportunities happened because another one didn't? How many friendships began after someone else walked away? How many people eventually met the love of their life only because someone else rejected them first? At the time, rejection feels like the end of the story. Most of the time, it's only the end of one chapter. History is full of people whose lives were shaped by rejection. Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper because he was considered to lack imagination. J.K. Rowling's first Harry Potter manuscript was rejected by multiple publishers. Michael Jordan was famously cut from his high school varsity basketball team before becoming one of the greatest players in history. None of them avoided rejection. They simply refused to let rejection define them. And maybe that's the biggest misunderstanding of all. People think confidence comes before rejection. It doesn't. Confidence is built after surviving it. Every rejection your brain survives teaches it something new. I felt like the world was ending, but it didn't. The next rejection still hurts, but a little less, then a little less again. Eventually, your brain stops treating rejection like a life-threatening event. It starts seeing it for what it really is, one person's opinion, one moment, not your identity. So, why can't we handle rejection? Because your brain still carries an ancient survival system, designed for a world where being left behind could mean death. Today, rejection won't kill you, but your brain hasn't completely learned that yet. And maybe that's the most important thing to remember. Every time someone rejects you, they're making a decision based on their own experiences, their own preferences, their own circumstances. They're not measuring your worth, only your compatibility with that particular moment. The next time rejection finds you, remember this: it hurts because you're human, not because you're broken. And one day, you may look back and realize the rejection that felt like it ruined your life was actually the moment that quietly changed it forever. There are moments your brain never truly forgets, not your happiest memories, not your biggest achievements. The ones that keep coming back are usually the moments someone chose not to choose you. A message left unread, a job you didn't get, a friend who stopped calling, a person who simply said, no. Years can pass, and somehow, your brain still remembers exactly how it felt. But why? Why can one sentence from one person change the way you see yourself? Because rejection isn't just emotional. Your brain treats it like a threat. Scientists placed volunteers inside MRI scanners and asked them to relive painful moments of rejection. What they discovered was shocking. Some of the same brain regions involved in physical pain became active. In other words, your brain reacts to rejection as if something is actually hurting you. But that doesn't make sense. A text message can't break a bone. Being ignored can't leave a bruise. So why does it hurt so much? The answer is hidden thousands of years in the past. Imagine you're living with a small tribe. There are no cities, no hospitals, no supermarkets. Everything you need comes from the people around you: food, protection, shelter. If your tribe rejects you, you don't just lose friends, you lose your best chance of surviving. Your brain learned something incredibly simple. Being accepted meant safety. Being rejected meant danger. That ancient survival system still exists today, except now, instead of being abandoned by your tribe, you get rejected by a company, ignored by someone you like, or left out of a group chat. Logically, none of those things threaten your life, but your brain doesn't know the difference. It only recognizes the pattern. You're being left behind. And that's why rejection feels much bigger than it actually is. But here's where it gets even stranger. Your brain doesn't just react to rejection, it starts expecting it. Have you ever wanted to send a message, then deleted it? Wanted to ask someone out, then convinced yourself not to? Wanted to apply for a job, but assumed they'd reject you anyway? That wasn't reality, that was prediction. Your brain would rather protect you from possible rejection than risk experiencing it. Think about how strange that is. Sometimes the fear of rejection hurts more than rejection itself, and because your brain hates uncertainty, it often creates the worst possible outcome before anything has even happened. Someone replies a little slower than usual. They must be losing interest. Your boss asks to speak with you. I'm getting fired. A friend seems quiet. They're upset with me. Notice what happened. Nothing actually changed. Only the story inside your head did. But perhaps rejection's biggest trick is convincing you that someone else's decision defines your value. One person doesn't text back, and suddenly, you start questioning everything about yourself. Not because rejection tells you who you are, but because your brain desperately wants an explanation. And sometimes, the easiest explanation is to blame yourself.